Hello everybody, welcome to Instantgo Tarot Odyssey. I wanted to come on camera for you guys because you were so sweet and complimentary in my last video. I like to see people that I like to connect with and get readings from in person, face to face too. But as you other readers and people know, sometimes when you're doing FaceTiming or Zoom calls and all of that, it's hard to get up, get everything all together. And I like to look nice and pull together for you guys as well. So I wanted to do that this Friday because I feel like today especially is a very important day. We're right on the cusp of the LIONSGATE 8/8 portal, which is going to be carrying immense power for us. I already have people DMing me and messaging that I can't believe that I feel like something has ignited within me. And I felt like this morning too, because I'm highly unmotivated when I first get up. I like to sit and have my leisure and have my coffee and read and all of that. But I was like, you know what? Get all these ducks in a row, get all this. So whatever arises tomorrow, and I'm probably going to send this video out today, so it'll be pre 8/8. And I'm going also to be trying my utmost to go live this evening as well, perhaps with some help from Ian, because it gets a little fast and furious. And you know, you guys love and support me in so many ways, and I want to give back. And I love that one-to-one connection with everybody as we're doing the readings live. And I've been watching Cherry and everybody's lives, and I just really miss that. It just takes some doing, as you guys know. So anyway, you guys, I just wanted to open up and come on camera and show you your first three choices and just talk about this deck for 1 second. I'm not paid to do any of these things. They're not advertisements. They are just personal love opinions of artwork and certain authors. And Colette Baron Reed, she has outdone herself with this 7 Energies deck. Her writing is very prolific, concise, and beautiful, and I use that almost like to therapize myself when I wake up in the morning, because it's true, simple ideas. You know, if we do A, we are going to feel B. And usually most of it is, if we come from a healthy, broad perspective, that we can do anything, go anywhere, be anyone, and we're not going to be infringed upon, because we're just not going to allow that. We're not going to allow that kind of energy in there. We're going to be focused on that. So I'm going to show you your 3 choices, and then I'm going to flip down to the tarot and do those on screen. So number 1 is Endless Possibilities, and I'll read what they are for you guys too. Number 2 is Sacred Reverence. This is one of my favorite cards, not only for what it verses in the book, but just the artwork itself is so peaceful and wonderful. And number 3 is Burst of Magic, also one of my favorite cards, just because I feel like at any given moment we can have that burst of magic. We can decide. I don't want to feel sorry for myself or heavy or try to interrupt somebody else's flow or, you know, positivity because of any reason, right? Everybody should be supporting, helping, and loving one another. And when we do that, that's the burst of magic. Like, I'm really excited today. I want to hit up some shops and get some great stuff for our local pet shelter, because they were amazing in how they responded to helping get the word out about Citrine. I felt so good. Like, I wanted to cry when I saw him yesterday. I legit lost my mind. I was sound asleep, and India said, Orange is back. We call him Orange Citrine. We call him 100 names. And I legit just I thought it was a dream. I didn't know what was going on. I bolted right out. So things like that. And I feel good. When I remember last year or the year before, we would bring them things like paper towels and bleach and stuff. And stuff is expensive. So it's a nice feeling when we're able to do that and share. So I'm very quickly just going to tell you from your choices to what some of them annotate and what their meanings are. So like Endless Possibilities, which is number 1. The key concepts of this is unlimited potential, moving beyond limiting beliefs, and filtering filter of an unhealed past. So using your awareness to discern what is possible and having the courage to leap forward beyond that, right? Oh, well, last time I had so-and-so run in with this person. They were unpleasant, yet we need to go to the DMV or go to these places, that we get a new perspective and say, you know, we all mirror one another. So if we are kind and helpful and calm, then we can have a different experience this go round for sure. And I definitely feel like we always have the potential to do that. So just in case you're curious why you're making your choice, that is number 1 for Endless Possibilities. And then, oh, I love this Sacred Reverence so much. So let's see what that has to say as well. So the key concepts of this is awe for truth that spirit is everywhere, inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence. You know, when we slow down and we plug into that. Joyful living, exploring possibilities with curiosity, spiritual passion, manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. You know, that's just getting rid of any convoluted ego, garbage or refuse that blocks our way or makes perfectionism come in or makes a harsher reality that simply doesn't exist, right? Those are past experiences that sometimes just froth up, and we definitely don't need those in the mix, right? So number 3 is going to be your burst of magic. The key concepts here is an epiphany, a sudden higher knowing, a sense that everything has a purpose, your purpose as a gift bestowed upon you, cultivating conscious contact with a higher power, coming to know what calls to you and lights you up. Absolutely. I asked this, that's why I think I have the same pattern in the morning when it comes to listening to certain speakers. They have a frequency, they have a vibration that is healing and loving and kind, and we connect with that. And it's important that we do that. And also, on the same page, things that are abrasive, things that don't do us any good in terms of they just create friction, static or whatever. It can be a person, place or thing, right? Where we just go, you know what? I have options and I can move within the things that are very positive. So I'm going to flip down to the cards now and we're going to continue. And thank you guys for all your beautiful comments. I was going through them and commenting on them last night, and I always get like so teary-eyed because I'm so appreciative of the fact that you guys are feeling this magnetic possibility that's out there. So love and light. Okay, and now we're going to move down onto the cards, and we're going to begin with number 1, which is endless possibilities. So I'm going to pull, I have my decks right here, and I broke it into 3s, and we're going to take the top 3 off each one and see kind of how this pertains to your future energy. You having options and lots of opportunities arising, and as long as you're careful, look at this double 7s, that's going to be your lucky number as well. A Knight of Pentacles and some great money making opportunities. Okay, so this 7 of Cups, this is about endless possibilities, funnily enough. And if you're used to the regular tarot, you usually see 7 cups up in a heavenly kind of celestial body, and you'll see pearls and lobsters and all these crazy things coming out, things that we drink, things that we want to drink in, wear, feast on, all of that. So in this particular one, it's us being healthy with choice, right? Having variety, but not being overwhelmed by it, because we look through the world through the lens of our life experiences. So personal, with our personality and our conditioning, that filter determines whether we believe in abundant universe and the endless possibilities, or various degrees of limitations, a finite range of options. But this is saying, no, we definitely do believe that we have all these choices. And it's difficult to see what is truly available to us when we come from lack mentality. Like, if I choose this, am I not going to have this, that, so on and so forth, that, you know, you can have a nice variety in that. And so ask yourself today, what do I believe? Are there limitless potential outcomes to align your energy with? Do you know intuitively that there is more to life than meets the eye? And are you willing to act on that knowledge, right? And go for it. Go for that big job. Go for that company that you want to start. Go for whatever you think is like just niggling at you and pulling you in a certain direction. There's a reason that happens. Spirit always is in on that blueprint and wants to help us and wants it to bear fruit. So as we believe, so it becomes for us. Our energy will attract its match in the outer world. And I can't stipulate this strong enough, because that's exactly what happened in my current situation with what I do. I'm doing 2 of the things that I absolutely love the most on my own terms, when I want, when I'm inspired, because that's the thing about creative endeavors and professions. You do have to be inspired to do it. That's also a hindrance in the 9-to-5 world. If you don't feel good, or you don't feel like you're going to be able to give it your all, or you want to be around a bunch of people in an office, whatever it is, there's really no choice in that matter, right? You have to go there. It's a job, it's a contract you signed on for. So this is saying, what do I want to sign on for? Do I want to have autonomy and get in this beautiful dynamic relationship with the divine that says, hey, I'm here to guide you and help you too. Wouldn't you love to experience a life filled with satisfaction, right? So today, just stand with open arms, knowing that you're stepping into beauty, into experiences that are potent as well as transformative. 7 of Swords is us. We're standing up for what we want. You see how he's on high ground? I'm no longer going to take anybody else's garbage. I'm not going to settle for less, because what we ask for is typically what we get, what we put out there and what we emit in terms of energy, right? If we're not making eye contact or squaring our shoulders or speaking to people, we're rarely going to have nice relationships because we're not engaging in that way. So now we're saying, this is what I want out of life. I want more meaningful interactions, more satisfaction out of my job and how I make money. Because this is a big portion of our life. How we make money, we should be able to enjoy that route that we go and pace ourselves as well. We should never be under somebody like cracking the whip and just, trying to treat you like a sponge and wring every moment out of you. So also ask yourself in terms of this too, am I over yesing people? Like if everybody calls in sick, I used to do this. I would say, oh, I'll come in because I didn't want the team or other people there suffering because I knew what it was like to be shorthanded. However, that can be exhaustive. Are you going out of your way, but they don't really appreciate all that much. They just expect it of you. That's standing your ground and saying no has big impact right now too. It's can be just as strong and say just as much as about you and your personality. I'm not willing to do anything and everything for you because I don't think that I'm less than. I want everybody standing up and contributing. You see this bird. This bird is the no way bird. No thank you, no way. And this is very potent too, what you'll think about yourself and what you think you deserve, because you're able to say, no, that doesn't really work for me right now. And I love that, just knowing that you have these beautiful options everywhere, because that is important. What we give ourselves credit for. I already did a good job. I don't need to go up and beyond for this company and give them, my life's blood. Same thing for family members if you're doing the lion's share and all of that. So remember that you contribute in a big way, but you always have beautiful, endless possibilities, group one. So that is you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below. And although this card sometimes is depicted a little weary, a little heavy, it really is just standing up for yourself. Look, I'm on this ledge and I'm declaring, me and my rockin' ass bird are saying, no, thank you. I don't want to listen to your rhetoric. I don't want to listen to your garbage. I don't want to do any more favors for you. I don't want to have you sap my energy out of. This is how it's going to be from now on. Caw and peace out, right? So that's you guys. Love and light to you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you guys need a private read or anything else. Thank you guys for all your awesome feedback on your private reads. It's just something that I've always prided myself in, getting back to people and getting their readings to them within 48 hours, and I appreciate you guys so much. And I just started doing the comments last night. You guys make me laugh, you make me cry. I had the best time before bed doing the comments. You guys are really awesome. So, oh, and also come over to Instagram and get in on the awesome giveaways. Now we're on to number 2, which is Sacred Reverence. This is, I'm going to have a sip of coffee so I can slow down because I'm so excited about this. Once we tap into this, forget about it. Everything makes sense. Looking at the world, do you see life only as some kind of limited portion, or do you see everything? When you look at a blade of grass, do you see just a plant? When you encounter a little puppy, do you see just an animal? While this categorizing is one way of viewing the world, it's only a fraction of the truth. It really isn't enough. When we look closer, we will observe the luminosity that's immanent in these living sentient beings. Like this specialness of, I think that's why I'm so infatuated with birds and dragonflies and all of that. They are simply amazing, luminous creatures, and they do dance and play with us. Birds definitely do. My birds out there know when I'm feeding them what's going on, and they show their appreciation, and they call, and they have this funny kind of like relationship with the cats, which is hilarious, and then the turkeys too, and every other crazy thing that comes in there. They really are magic sentient beings, and it's an act of deep witnessing. That's what reverence is. Like, wow, I'm really observing this and feeling that and witnessing this with respect and awe, right? You experience it when you perceive every being and everything, rock, plant, tree, person, as sacred and alive. And I'll do this if I see a testy old crunchy individual out in the world that thinks they're in a rush, or they're freaking out because they need to be next, or they can't wait 10 seconds for their coffee. I say that too. I say, this poor person, instead of, this card came up for the first group too, instead of, this is really good with this particular card, because start, finish. What is happening is this person experiences the world in lack mentality in terms of everything, definitely time, other people's patience. And think how hard it is when you felt pushed. Think of like when you're shopping for Christmas and the store is filled with people and you feel like you're running out of time, how anxious you feel, right? How bad and like comfortable that would feel to exist in that way. So instead of getting angry with this person that perhaps is impatient, we can have empathy and kindness going, they live in a super restricted world where they feel like they're pressurized, and we don't need to add to that, right? So when we look at the world with reverence and people that are experienced that, it's a new way. So let's look at this flush, how you're moving to this. This is saying, Five of Swords five is naturally the card of conflict. But this with swords is inner conflict, your dialogue to yourself. You need to learn to naturally lean into a state of bliss and harmony and a sense of well-being. This is saying, oh, I'm missing out on this. I should be doing that. I'm not going to be ready for this. This is negative inner dialogue that creates conflict in our brain, okay? And we don't need that, because look what you're elevating into. All you have to say is, I don't need to believe these thoughts that come in if they are negative or bad, telling me I'm whatever, I'm heavy, I'm slow, I'm this and that. Usually it has to do with physical attributes, mentality, all of that, keeping up with the Joneses, all that kind of garbage. And who are we trying to measure up against? It should be zero other people, only our own progress, okay? So can you regard the other as sacred instead of your competition, okay? Embracing the perfection of how you came together with this other individual, family member, animal, is real magic. And then you're tapping into this unity of right now. You don't feel this in the right now. When you have current moment awareness of what's going on, you're just experiencing. You're not judging it, you're experiencing. Say a bird just comes down and lands 1 inch from you. You're not having feelings of guilt that, oh, this bird should be closer, this bird is bothering me, whatever. You're experiencing it, and it's an awe, it's a reverence. And no matter who or what's in front of you, you see that thing as luminous and the interaction as really sacred, right? So we are not here when we're in present moment awareness, because we're not thinking of the past and having guilt or remorse. We're not in the future having worry or any of that. So now you move into this reverence, the Knight of Swords, that sees things with love, compassion, authentic interactions, and love. And because of that, you want to go and experience more. You want to run through those fields. You want to chase that bird. You want to have this beautiful fun and go and thrive, right? And you're seeing yourself as that too. You're kind of like waking up to this stuff. You're going to be taking care of yourself. You're going to be seeing yourself as a complete package, body, not separate from soul, centered in your sense of self, comfortable in your body, your authentic identity, your physical health, and also implement some self-care. Know that life loves you. With that in mind, your job is to do your part to make your experience a healthy one. Look at this beautiful goddess under the tree, just mellow and chilling out in a state of grace, experiencing life and knowing, hey, I do have to nourish my body, mind, and soul. It's directly how I experience life. And it's time to put yourself first, then everything else is going to fall beautifully into place. And you're going to have a lot of healing, and you're going to also be able to bring in abundance, because with that present beautiful moment awareness, you're going, what really works for me? What really resonates that I could do, and also have it create a source of income. A lot of people feel that their natural gifts and hobbies are just that, they're hobbies, but they're not. If you do something well, and a natural gift is something that comes easily, that you do well. So why wouldn't you do what you do well and you naturally can for abundance sakes, right? Again, whatever it is, dream catchers, writing, singing, all these beautiful creative endeavors, because the world really needs that special touch right now too. And I feel like by nourishing yourself and having adventures and having clear thinking, again, you guys, if you do suffer from this, I'd love for you to go watch Marissa Peers, because there's really such a quick fix for this overthinking. Is saying, yes, thoughts will pop in your head, but we don't have to believe them. Thoughts always will. You know, you ever just look in the mirror in the morning and you look nutcase crackers and your hair's everywhere and you think, oh my God, I'm going to scare the village children. But you have to realize that's just a moment, and that's an impression, and we are conditioned to feel, speak, and think that way due to school, when people teased us when we looked crazy, when we went in, our clothes didn't match, our socks didn't match. It's a conditioned society in response to think that way. However, we don't need to. We can be like, my socks can be 8 different colors, and I don't even have to wear them on my legs. I can be as far out there as I want, because I have compassion. I'm nourishing myself. I know that my inner workings are starting to tick around in the right order, saying, when I have love, when I have compassion, when I take a break from this current focus of what needs to be done, and I just exist. You know, it's like you function optimally in a world and you live your best life one day at a time. This card is so one day at a time. Let me see. What do I want to do that makes me feel abundant in others? And generosity is also a big cog in this wheel for you, group 2. So beautiful energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to press like and subscribe, and all my links are down below if you guys want a private read. I get back to you within 48 hours. Thank you guys for all your wonderful feedback, and come over to Instagram and get in on the giveaway, which is a beautiful purple crystal crown with a silver fairy necklace. Really fun stuff this week, and I'll be doing the drawing on Sunday, and if you follow me, you're automatically entered. I just do a fun draw. And thank you, my patrons, for supporting me. I'm able to get these beautiful decks because of you guys. You're amazing. Okay, quick coffee sip, and then we're going to get on to a burst of magic. Please comment down below if you chose this. I feel like this is going to be a heavy hitter just because of the awesomeness of this card. I love the word burst. I love the word magic. So together it is like a triple brownie layer cake. And I don't think I've read into the meaning of in the book yet. So I'm going to have a peek at that as well. Okay, so right away, let's pull some cards, and then we're going to see how it's integrated. So 2 of Swords. Last group had a 5 of Swords. So this is what we're moving away from. We're stop blindsiding ourselves with overthinking and critical thinking. And the way to do that, okay, this is what's happening right now with you guys. Some of you guys, and I'm feeling like I'm getting messages in thirds. So I'm going to start with the first one. You guys stop beating yourself up about love lost and things that aren't going the way that you want in your love life. It's not because of you. You didn't say, do. This can be a friendship as well, or act in a way that brought this upon yourself. We are mirrors of one another, and what happens is some people just don't have the capacity to love us back the way we want. Some of you guys could have just thought that a relationship was about to take off and it kind of crashed and burned, and there's some ghosting going on. So you're thinking, what did I do? It's simply the other person is in a very precarious, whacked out headspace. Now what they need to do, and also you need to do for yourself, and I'm going to what needs to be done is to step back and have present moment awareness and really tap into the beauty and the magic and everything that's around you, because this burst of magic is about to change the chapter in a huge way for you. Like everything's about to do a 180. Where you think it is absolutely the end of everything, it is a brand new, beautiful beginning of everything. The Hermit lets us know we need to pause and say, what do we really want? Where did I really think this was going? How did I feel in this relationship the majority of the time? Anxiety ridden? Did I feel like I was always underperforming in every way, verbally, physically, all of that? Like if you had a scorecard and the other person, you always felt like they were underscoring you. That type of person is usually, narcissistic and self-serving. They will put other people down to make themselves feel better, but they leave the self-confidence of that person involved in them a shambles. So it's time to say, listen to my intuition. I know I deserve to feel loved and wonderful, because this epiphany is going to take place in your Hermit stage. Hey, I overthought everything. I overcomplicated everything. I made myself think that everything was my fault. No. Now I know in this new relationship and going forward, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to step back. Yeah, look, future planning. So this is like your stage 2 after that. Future planning. Sometimes you may find that something you'd been pondering or a dilemma you'd let go of revisit you without warning. And that's what was happening in your past relationships if you're starting to feel lonely. So the trigger might just be the right words arising in a conversation, a book, a blog. It might be something that you also see on TV. So an epiphany is going to strike you like a lightning bolt and wake you up to the truth that has previously eluded you, as if the whole world kind of stops for that moment and the missing pieces of the puzzle go back in. There's nothing wrong with me. I just wasn't paying attention to the cues and clues. This person was a taker, or in my past I just kept giving, and so it was expected of me, and it was kind of like delusional to think that if I just kept giving that they would catch up with me and there'd be more reciprocity, right? Some people just don't have that capacity. So you wake up, nothing wrong with you. It simply was a time where they weren't ready for it, and your intuition knew that, but your head probably took over. That's a 2 of Swords, your head just telling you, do more, do more, do more, do more, confusing you and all of that. That 2 of Swords is a heavy ego card because you're always talking at yourself. You are not having beautiful, warm, rich inner dialogue that is helpful to yourself, it is detrimental. So now you're on to Two of Wands. What's going to passion me? What makes me happy? It is me time and my focus. This is such a time for you now. Answers are going to come in directly from source, and they're going to download with such force and conviction that you cannot be the same again. You cannot act the same in the next relationship. You're going to have deep, rich intuition. Oh, this energy is a oinger, boinger, stinker, winker. See you later. You're not even going to oh, let me give them seconds and thirdsies. No, you're going to feel off to the max, later potato. And that's because you're pausing. You're not rushing into anything. You're making sure you have your boundaries and trust in place before your relationship ready, right? Most people are like, yeah, I'm in a relationship. And then you're like, oh, I've already, said done and everything within the first couple weeks. And it's like, because I just want to give. And then all of a sudden that person is just like, okay, thanks. I got everything I needed, and they vaporize, right? But now really inherent in this kind of magic that comes in is that spirit is always listening to you. Spirit is a loving partner. It reminds you that you're not alone. Even when it appears that you're trapped, you always have the key to unlock the solution if you cultivate the willingness to be open and in tune with source. That's present moment awareness. The hermit is always in that quiet. What am I thinking, feeling, and experiencing right now? Not what am I doing in 10 minutes? Not what bills am I paying in a week? Not when is my mortgage due? Not when do I have to pay this vet bill? None of that, because that just creates anxiety and on focus and turbulence, right? This is you being mindful. When information pops up out of the blue, you're going to pay attention. The action you need to take is going to become utterly obvious, and you're integrating it in with this magical wisdom. So regardless of the subject of what you're asking, you'll be transformed. Only good is going to come of this. Your future, you reflecting, and you listening to your intuition. 100% group. And this means for a lot of you, I definitely feel you have a beautiful, with this 8-8 LIONSGATE coming in, a lot of you guys have soulmates approaching, and you're going to be in such a great high vibration because A, you're never going to settle. B, you're utterly focused on what you want, not what you don't want. And C, you feel the magic and the beautiful magnetism of this, and you're just kind of like bringing it forth, and you're the one that's responsible for what you think, feel, and do, right? Because if we think something and we start to believe and it's unpleasant, we'll start to get in a bad mood. Guess what? That'll become a behavior. It will be unpleasant to be around. So this is you catching that and going, that's not true. I'm not unlovable. I'm not hard to get on with. I'm not this and that. I am going to actively start to notice all of this, what is lovable, what is nice, and have great inner dialogue with myself and feel good and know that you're worthy of this great love that's coming in. You are never ever going to get in that pattern of saying yes and becoming that doormat ever again. You're like poof, it's like Glinda the Good Witch showed up, and every time you start to think that way, she's just going to smack you on the head with her wand and be like, oh, no, remember where that got us last time? And you're like, oh yes, that was rather unpleasant. That didn't have the ending that I liked. And I used to do this when I was younger too. Sometimes there were certain people, I was used to being fairly pursued at a pretty hot rate when I was younger. So if I liked somebody and they didn't show interest, like I just thought it was like this great kind of like challenge, right? But there's a reason. Sometimes there's just not an energy matchup or interest on the other person. They're too introverted, they're too whatever, and then you start to think it's something wrong with you, and it never is. It's always the other person's perspective on what they like as well. And nobody is everybody's cup of tea. Please remember that. Nobody is everybody's cup of tea, for sure. So again, you guys, I'm going to upload this right now. There is a slim chance in an hour or so that I will try to go live, but my throat is already starting to hurt for some reason. I was doing so much talking and laughing today. I was teaching Hagen how to drive, and we laughed so hard because he stalled the car 1 million times, and I just was laughing so hard, and it kind of blew my nerves in certain places too. So I feel my voice being a little off, so I'll do what I can do, and if not today, I am absolutely coming on tomorrow with this 8-8 LIONSGATE because it is superb. I don't even think I can sleep tonight. I feel like I'm elevating more and more by the minute. So love and light to you guys. Thank you so much for your support and love. All my links are down below. If you need a private read, I'll do it within 48 hours. If you sign up tonight, I'll do your reading tomorrow during 8-8 because it's going to be off the hook, that energy. Very exciting, and you'll have your reading by tomorrow. So love and light to all of you guys.